So the most important thing at the very beginning is getting your personnel, getting your audible set, getting packages set, and that's something that you should build a habit of doing. If you're not doing it now, you need to start doing it. As you can see, he's setting all his personnel up. Right after we see this little clip, I'm going to explain everything he's doing with abilities, with his user, with where he's subbing players in. There's going to be a little bit of guesswork with it, but right after this, you guys are going to understand all of it. So let's talk about the lineup. With Riggs, it's kind of a little bit more tricky, but let's just talk about it anyway. So right here, one of these two guys are going to have Lurker, and the other one's going to be a safety. Now, the reason you have Lurker, as you guys are going to see in this video, it's Derek Johnson, okay? 6'1", like 87 speed. He's a linebacker, so you don't have to worry about getting pancaked. You don't have to worry about not being able to hit stick somebody. Now, when you move over to the slot, this is where things start to become more of a guessing game. We don't really see his flats activate a whole lot, but we could probably assume it's some sort of more than likely route KO. The same thing goes for safeties. Now, this is a popular thing that a lot of pros are running. They're running short route KOs on their safeties because they play stock. If you see right here, the play he's running is cover one hole. One safety is generally going to be manned up to the tight end or to the running back. Now, we're going to get into this later on, but he also has auto alignment set default, and then he has auto flip turned on. The other one he's going to be going back and forth between is going to be default and match coverage. Based off of a play-to-play thing, what kind of adjustments he's going to say, put on the field. He might have it as match, or he's going to go ahead and have it as default. This is one thing that is certain. He does have at least one edge threat on his D-line. Now, he has 2 stars on both of his defensive ends, and one of them I know for a fact is edge threat. The other one could. Now, let's go ahead and hop back into the game and talk about exactly what he's doing on adjustments, and then we're going to hop back over into practice mode and utilize those against Gun Bunch. So when we're studying pro players, you want to pay attention to, first off, the adjustments right off the bat. You can see he's running cover 3, and he's having his safeties manned up to the slot and to the tight end. Both of those guys tend to run short routes. You'll see tight ends run to the flats. Anytime they may motion over a receiver from the slot, and Gun Bunch especially, it's often going to be a drag or a slant. And so again, that's where I assume one of the safeties has short route KO, and the other one does not have an ability because he's going to rotate with his user in using either Derek Johnson, I believe this other safety called Duggar. Okay, Duggar has 85 speed, by the way. And then also over the safety over top if he expects a max protect offense. So you can see right there, having his auto flip on, match defense turned on, and then he's going to go ahead and again come out in this cover one hole. Now, one thing you need to understand, if you saw right there, the blitz angles are kind of wonky when you go compared to Overstorm Brave in this cover one hole. You see how that linebacker's looping towards the A gap, but then when you snap the ball, it essentially runs it like as if it's an Overstorm Brave. So sometimes just ignore the angle pre-play, or how at least the play shows, because it's not always like that. So right here, again, coming out on cover one Robert, or cover one hole, and you can see he sends 7 at him. He goes ahead, uses the running back, as I was talking about, switching up his user assignment. He hops onto the safety this time because it's in that middle third. He doesn't have to worry about the running back. He brings him down, and again, just makes some simple adjustments out of this. So he sees right here, this is user. His user's going to be running the running back all day long. You can see he goes ahead and peels off the coverage. We talked about this last time, and an easy bag. Now, if you like the idea of weekly defensive schemes to shut down the meta, these breakdowns are exactly that. For $9.95 per month, you get access to those weekly schemes, as well as my offense, defense, and a whole lot more. So if you're struggling to stop formations like Gun Bunch, as we went over in this video, tight offset, tight end, tight, or even a trip set, you get access to all that stuff and a whole lot more. Check it out. Video in the comment section explains everything, and the PayPal link is going to be there as well. So again, just as a reminder, auto flip was turned on, match defense to start. When he gets into DB Fire 2, again, we'll talk about how he sets his DB Fire 2 later into this video. He will go ahead and turn zone coverage off and back to default. So we're going to come out cover 3 over with our auto flip turned on, and the play he is using is cover one hole. Again, the reason for this is because his user is going to be swapping between the 3-rec. It's going to be going back and forth between 3-rec, and it's going to be going into the middle third. So cover one hole with auto flip turned on, and we're going to go into Gun Bunch. Now, I'm not sure what bunch his opponent was running, but we're going to go into something as simple as good old-fashioned mesh post. So I'm going to go ahead and click A right here so we don't get quick snap. Right off the bat, the blitz setup, you guys, I had one guy ask, I've already told you guys how to set this blitz up. It's RB down on the right stick. Now that is his first adjustment every single time. Now, notice the alignment of this. This is really important. You see how the 3-rec is on the bunch side? If we had auto flip turned off, the 3-rec would be on the running back side. And you see how this is just a really, really bad alignment. The reason it's a really, really bad alignment is, and I can't click on the right guy, is because essentially we're running a cross man, meaning the linebacker has to get out into the flats a lot quicker. So by having auto flip turned on, we're always going to have the 3-rec on the same side of the field as gun bunt. So again, if we're to go ahead RB down on the left stick, the blitz is set up, and all he's going to do right off rip is blitz all linebackers. Now again, ignore the blitz angles because they aren't necessarily correct in how it shows it in the play call or the adjustment menu, whatever you guys want to see. So right off of the bat, what he's going to go ahead and do is rotate this into a cover 3. The big reason is because of potential C routes. And in the video, I believe he has outside apprentice on one of his receivers, meaning that he can drop the solo guy into a corner route or a C route at any given time. And man defense is going to get burnt for a 1-play touchdown. So this is what he's doing right off the bat. Again, with match defense on, he's going to go ahead and play it like this. And then you'll notice in game, when you blitz your user, notice how the zone drops off and it doesn't show the blitz angle. So anytime you see a pro Madden player with no assignment whatsoever, it's because they're blitzing their user. And so what he'll do is he'll come down here and he's going to go ahead and hover over the running back side, because if the running back goes on a route, he can go ahead and just peel straight off. Now you can see right there, I wasn't really paying attention, but I'm just wanting to show you guys, but you can see how you can cover 2 different routes. In fact, cover 3 different routes all at once. Now, of course, he makes adjustments out of this. So he does not just run this blitz stock all day long, because again, it is a lot for the user to go ahead and cover. So he's going to change this up. And again, we'll talk about how he changes it up later into this video with different coverage shells. But this is the base setup he's going to go ahead and run. Now, the reason this is so effective right off the bat against gun bunch is because first off, his opponent isn't picking up on it. So if you were to take this receiver, the number 1 receiver, and motion him out and put him on a streak route, then plays such as Z-spot or Z-spot and go are going to be very dominant against this kind of coverage shell. So right here, again, just something really simple as this. This is his base setup that he runs a lot. He runs this a ton because, again, he's just predicting Z-spot and go. And since his opponent is motioning out that outside receiver from bunch side, he doesn't have to worry about the corner out beating him over the top. So right here, again, just simply swoop down around and then back over to the middle field. You can see how I was able to cover 3 different routes all at once. And the CPU does not miss a read, and the CPU could not make a read. So this is the basic coverage shell that he is running a vast majority of the time, is something like this. And again, remember, if you see the user, if you see your user, or if you're watching a pro player no longer in a zone assignment or any assignment, it's because they are blitzing their user. And again, just something as basic as this, we're ready to rock and roll. And this is just a very good way to get pressure and then to just go ahead and guard a lot of routes on the field. You can see right there, we're able to take away 3 different routes with a safety and able to get a sack. So now let's go ahead and get back into the game and discuss the next step that he takes in going and defending against gun bunch. So now he goes ahead and actually switches it over to dollar. If you notice the timeouts, the time, it's pretty safe to say you can go ahead and call dollar here. Now the reason he doesn't call dollar early is because dollar is very, very difficult to stop the runs. Inside zone, you can stop it, but base, sweep, any kind of outside run, very difficult to go ahead and pick up. Now right there, good dot on the sideline, and you can very, very, very safe with it. Again, because we know he has to pass into this situation, this is a good opportunity to come out in dollar. The arm way can really stop the run is coming out in spinner, but you have to commit so much to stopping the run. Again, going back to that cover 3 shell we just talked about, you have to commit so much to stopping the run if you go ahead and run spinner that it's just dangerous if you're getting beat over the top. Smart defense right here, keep everything underneath, and you can see right there, Duggar, again, 85 speed, I think like low 80s, I think it's like 80, 81 hit power, so enough to get the job done. He's enough to be able to play in the box. So right here, switches over to Derek Johnson, that's going to be Lurker, 1 AP Lurker, again, switching over to cover 3 shell. We're going to talk about the adjustments he did right after this. We talked about how he goes and mans up safety, short route KO, and he's right there, gets a pick, and he gets a pretty darn solid return using dollar with about 20 seconds left to go. Now the play he's using is DB Fire 2, and I talked about how you have to really commit to the run if you're going to go ahead and use spinner. If they're going to run, you got to use spinner. The coverage shell he likes to run quite a bit in DB Fire 2 is actually really similar to the nickel over, aka nickel normal. He'll go ahead and rotate his safety RB into an inside third and then B into an outside third. And then what he'll do is take A, drop him into a flat assignment. What makes this cover 3 so good is the vert hooks can play seam routes. So if they go ahead and say seam streak you to death, you can go ahead and adjust your vert hooks into a deeper zone assignment and they'll play those seam streaks very, very well. Anything that comes into our field is our assignment. We're going to work our way to the middle field. We can see right there, there's a little dig route. We're going to go and follow the dig route, and right there, easy bag. And again, that was just stock play. If you want to play maximum coverage, what I also like to do is go ahead and put the slot corner, man him up to the running back in case there is a wheel route. So this is one other adjustment you'll find that he also likes to go ahead and run, is something like this. So what he'll end up doing is dropping these deep halves into a man assignment. He might do something like this, and he'll do something like that. Now, when it comes to using right here, the user responsibility is going to be bunch side. You have to go ahead and take away bunch. Now, what I'm going to do, adding on to what he likes to do, is I'm going to take the slot corner and man him up, and then I'm going to shade up as well. I just do not want to get beat over the top. So we're going to snap this ball. You can see right there. That's actually okay. That's okay. Now, the reason you have to think that that is okay, again, keeping in time with the amount of timeouts left, the time that's left on the clock, let's go ahead and get into the gameplay and talk about the exact situation. Now, keeping in mind time right here, 20 seconds left. No timeouts left. This is where you can start to give up anything inside. And that's why we talk about doing those man assignments from the deep halves into the slot corner, into the running back, etc. Because you're just trying to keep everything inside. Now, you can take advantage of flats. And again, a little 3-yard check down for 5 seconds. Down 2 scores. No timeouts left. Literally just give that up all game. If it's three yards a carry or 3 yards a pop, 5 seconds off, they got 4 plays, and going at the 20-yard line, you got 80 yards to go. It's going to be quite literally impossible at that rate to score a touchdown. So again, you're trying to keep everything inside and then take away the sidelines. So 20 seconds left to go, right? Kickoff, where's he at? He's at 15, 20, 20, about the 23-yard line, 18 seconds left to go. Again, if they want to hit these little checkdowns, feel free to do so. With our base alignment set, we're running no zone drops. We're going to be playing a lot of deep zones at this time. So 1st and 10, you don't want to give up anything deep. So you're going to go ahead and play pretty off coverage. You can see right here, he sends the blitz, he gets the shed, and that is 4 seconds off the clock. So let's do math right here. 77 yards. If he takes his check down, it's going to equate to absolutely nothing. And so again, playing aggressive defense, playing everything deep, right there, 10, 9, that's fine. It has a deep third over there. The deep third plays it perfectly, and that takes us over to half. The time's going to go ahead and run out. Perfect defense to end the half. So now we're in the second half. There's a chance that the guy can run, so you want to get out $1 in this situation. And he's going to go back into his cover 1 hole, and he's going to go ahead and be running it just like he ran it earlier. If it ain't broke, why fix it, right? If it's still working, why change what he's doing? The guy on offense has not picked it up, which I believe this was Pavin. Pavin has not picked it up yet, and so you can see right there, he takes his check down. And again, you got to remember from earlier in the video, because he's blitzing the linebacker that's manned up to the running back, he has the responsibility to go out to the flats, take away the running back, and then peel off if there's no running back route and just work his way back to the middle of the field. Again, same adjustments. Cover 3 with the hard, flat, and bunch side. Again, that takes away the flat routes, takes away the corner because he's not motioning players out. Because he's running bunch to the short side of the field, you can see there's just nothing open. And because bunch is being ran to the short side of the field, he doesn't have to worry about a corner out whatsoever. Even if he goes ahead and clears it out, that third generally can actually play it pretty well because this is all Madden. So right here, he's going to change it up just a little bit. He's going to put a deep half on that side, rechange the flat, back into man assignment. You can see right there, plays perfect defense. Actually gives up a little dot right there because he didn't have me my band up. And that's what happens. If you don't have a middle third, Pavin's going to go ahead and take advantage of that. Again, repeat, rinse, wash, repeat. It's going to be pretty much the same defense all day long. This time, he changes it to curl flats. Now, he backs off on the pressure, and if he backs off the pressure, you can see he goes ahead and gets picked up, but that is edge threat. Edge threat. This is why I was saying at the very beginning of the video, I know for a fact he has one guy on edge threat. I don't know about the other defensive end, whether or not he has edge threat. I got no clue about that. But again, bunch on the short side, so he's going to go ahead and have a hard flat with an outside third on the sole side so he doesn't get beat too well. And right there, I couldn't tell you what happened. I think the crosser must have sucked down the deep half, and that little fade route got outside the deep half. that's kind of what I think happened right there. But again, sticking to nickel normal because you can run the ball. He's going to go ahead and play some maximum coverage right here. He's not going to go ahead and blitz anybody. I believe that was a read option, just looking at how that defensive end froze up, and he gets a touchdown. So now the game is starting to change. Now, there's nothing fancy to show here. This is the same situation as we ended at the first half. He's up a score. There's no reason you should be going into nickel over here because there's no chance he's going to run the ball. No timeouts left. 10 seconds to go. He basically at this point has, I'd say, probably 3 plays. Even if he gets out of bounds, he has 3 plays at the very most. More than likely, probably 2 because he's got 80 yards to go. So you got to get a 2 40-yard plays back to back, which one 40-yard play probably take you about, 4 to 5 seconds each. So he probably he has at least 2 plays, I would say, in him left before the game is over. Now this time he goes ahead and drops deep half, and with 6 seconds left to go, at this point it's safe to say back everybody off into coverage. Don't even play dime, don't play any sort of pass rush. Go quarters 3 deep, back everybody off. You're just trying to play straight up prevent defense. And right here, blitz your user so you can get sheds happening. Otherwise, a 3-man rush is never going to come through. You see right there, his adjustments aren't showing. His assignment isn't showing. Therefore, he blitzes his user, and he's going to go straight back. Now, right here, swap bat down. If he happened to get the ball right there, he may have had 2 seconds left to get into a kind of Hail Mary situation, and that's what this is. You just, at this point, you got to throw it off. So, again, triangle or Y and up on the left stick, back everybody off. Don't even care about the running back wheel route, and you just got to let it fly. So, 0 seconds off the clock, he bats it down, and that is the game. Now, if you like this kind of format where it's essentially a free defensive scheme, be sure you hit that subscribe button. I'm going to be doing these once a month on the channel for free. Now, if you want access to this kind of stuff every single week, essentially a defensive scheme every Saturday for $9.95 per month. As a reminder, you get access to that and a whole lot more. Video is going to be in the comment section explaining all those benefits. Subscribe if you guys like blitzes, you love playing defense like myself, and we'll catch you guys in the next one.
Hustle hard, hustle every single day. I'll be making moves till I'm buried in my grave. To the system, I don't wanna be a slave. I've been doing shit my way, or the highway. And in the driveway is a nice range. Cause I grind through the climb, I invite pain. You'll never hear me, bitch, nah, I don't complain. Just